Hi, thanks for having me. Delighted to be here. So I'm going to talk about how work is becoming social on the web. We talk a lot about consumer experience, and I'm going to talk about work and lessons that we've learned about it working with Slideshare for 3 years. The first lesson is to make it social and playful. Now, Slideshare is a site for sharing presentations, but it's also a massively multiplayer game on the web, where when you upload, you get points, you get featured, and here's the screenshot. You can see how excited our users get when they show up on those leaderboards on these social networks. And in the words of a particular users, we are a site where you might be working, but you're also kind of having fun. So what does this marriage of work and fun do for users? Do they like it? And the numbers tell the story. As you can see, we are a fairly large site on the web right now, the Slideshare network, including all our apps and embeds. The next lesson, the social web is visual. And this has been articulated better than me by one of our investors, Dave McClure, who you might have heard in one of his talks yesterday. And he talks about how the social web is littered with faces. And that's true. Wherever you go on the web, you encounter faces. And that plays into Slideshare in multiple ways. For example, there's a lot of trends in business communication about making it social. A lot of the content on Slideshare is extremely visual. For example, this presentation by Dan Rome, which is an explanation of healthcare in America, a really complex topic, in a set of these back-of-the-napkin type drawings. Or this example of this visual resume genre, which has developed on its own on Slideshare, and it tells the story of a person or a product. And you could read the whole thing and not even realize that it's a resume or a pitch. But it is. It's so much more interesting than reading a flat text document resume. The next lesson, and that's really about running a social company on the web. A lot of companies nowadays tend to build on one platform, and they rise up with it, and sometimes they get the rug pulled out from under them. Unlike that, our strategy has been really different. So what we've really focused on is building a strong core. And what I mean by that is that Slideshare is a service that stands by itself. Sharing files on the web with your professionals by email or by your social networks makes sense in itself. And then we use all these platforms for distribution. This conference is about the power of platforms. I would urge you to think about the power of many platforms and how great it is to have a strong core and then use all these platforms. But it's not as if we don't work hard to integrate with platforms. For example, we just built a version without Flash so that people can now access Slideshare on their iPhones and iPads. So we do work hard at keeping up with platforms. The next lesson is about how we are reinventing business paradigms. So Slideshare is getting used by a lot of big and small companies. For example, HP posted its recent, when they announced the acquisition of Palm, they did their press releases, and they also posted a presentation on Slideshare at the same time. Clearly, they want to directly connect with people and tell their version of the story. But it's not just big companies. We have a lot of small companies, professionals, small businesses, teachers, students, doctors, all sharing on Slideshare. And what are the kind of things they want? One of the things they want is to generate leads. They want to connect with consumers to close the loop. And we help them do that. But the way that lead generation works on the web is completely broken. It's a horrible user experience, the antithesis of sharing. So we've generated leads on Slideshare. We've built a system for doing that in our own way, which is much more in keeping with the viral social type of service we are. So as we get adopted by more and more businesses, we are going to help them do their functions, but we are going to put our own twist on it. The last lesson is the most important one. And it's about expanding your vision and recognizing when it's time to change and to evolve. The web is evolving. We've been adopted by more and more people. I was showing you the traffic numbers. We are really growing. One of the questions that our users have asked us again and again, can I share my videos of my talks, my webinars, my demos, my screencasts? I've consolidated all my content on Slideshare, but I have all this other content, which is also professional in nature. scattered all across the web. And we built a functionality for them being able to embed their YouTube videos into their presentations. And we've all had all sorts of hacks to accommodate this request, but it keeps coming up again and again. And so far, we haven't had a good answer for them. But I'm really excited to tell you that starting today, we are going to allow direct uploads of videos to Slideshare. We are going to build a place for professional videos on the web. And if you think about video sites, there is no site for supporting professional video content. And we are going to aggregate that and let you share that. So how will it look and work? So this is from Eric Ries, who gave a keynote here yesterday. He has shared a lot of presentations on Slideshare, and now he has a video there as well. And if you notice, it works in the same way, except it's a video player. So it has all the other social features, works in the same way. What else does this mean? This means that you can consolidate all your content with all your different types of, your presentations, your videos, your documents. You can pull it all together under your branding in one place. Once again, there is no place like that on the web where you can pull together all your professional content under your branding and keep it all together. No story about professional sharing would be complete without talking about LinkedIn and being able to share on LinkedIn. So yes, we have an app on LinkedIn, and starting today, you can also take all your videos to LinkedIn and share with your professional network. So this is an example of Eric Ries's video on LinkedIn, which he's sharing with his professional network. And there is no other direct way of sharing videos on LinkedIn. So this is a vision that we are laying out. When we launched in 2006, TechCrunch called us the YouTube for PowerPoint. And it made a lot of sense. It really helped give us definition. It brought us here. But it's time to recognize that people are sharing professional content in many different formats, video being the primary that we had left out of our network. So starting today, we are going to be the world's largest professional sharing community. We're going to accept presentations, videos, documents. It also sets a direction for the future. If tomorrow all of you start sharing another format that becomes really popular, then we will accept that as well. Thank you. My slides, of course, will be on Slideshare. So go share all your videos there. Thanks.